What's up, guys? It's Carson back from Toxic Gaming, and today we have our week 7, I want to say. Week 7, yeah. Our week 7 team prep against Matt and the Chicago Cobalions, however you want to fucking say it. And SylveonSweeps is his YouTube name. Everything will be down below this video and the battle coming up this week. It's for going to his channel, check him out and everything. But we have our team prep against him, and his team, it has scary mons, but it seems like, as I see, our draft kind of has something for everything. That's how I feel like we are. But his draft mons are... I didn't even bring it up, fuck it. Let me look at it real quick as it comes up. I know the draft mons he has is, would be... Let me see here when it comes up. Come on, computer. He has Mega Scizor, Sylveon, Magnezone, Garchomp, Suicune, Kyurem. That's his new trade. He traded out, I believe, his actual Cobalion for Kyurem. So there's one thing we're worried about. He's got Azelf, Houndoom, Spiritomb, Gallade, Cacturne, Weezing, and Driftblim. So again, that's what his team is. And with the Kyurem switch, he was asking me a few times if I really mattered about that. He was asking me, just curious. And the Kyurem switch, I'm not too worried about, and I'll show you why here in a minute. But really, for his team, we kind of have something for everything. So as we get right into it, we got Stubbs, Mega Venusaur's coming back. This time, this Venusaur's a little different. We got Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, Light Screen, and Leech Seed. Light Screen may not stay. I'm really fighting with myself in my head if I put Hidden Power Fire on Venusaur just for that Scizor, because with this set, with 252 HP, Bold Natured, 184 in defense, and 72 in attack, we're guaranteed to two-shot Sylveon. And that means, and to two-shot, I mean two-shotting a choice specs Sylveon. Anything that's not specially defensive invested, even if he is max HP. We're guaranteed, I believe, to two-shot him. And meanwhile, because I did the defense EVs instead of special defense, usually Sylveon's runs Psy Shock over Psychic for Mega Venusaurs, and for those things along, like some poison types have better special defense than defense, then a Psy Shock cannot two-hit KO us. It's not guaranteed. It's like a 56% chance or something like that from a choice specs modest Sylveon. If he tries to run timid and do any speed creeping, then he's not going to guarantee not going to two-shot us, and we can still two-shot him even if he does speed creep. If he speed creeps, hell, we'll two-shot him even easier. That's how I look at it. But he has to run like 194 or something in his speed for EVs, that then stay modest to be able to outspeed an uninvested Venusaur, which takes a lot away from his bulk. So that means Sludge Bomb is just going to do more. I have Light Screen. Light Screen was like kind of a last-minute choice, and I don't know if I'm going to keep it. I'm really fighting between Light Screen and Hidden Power Fire, because I believe with this Venusaur we also then can two-shot Scizor, the Mega Scizor, and not have it two-shot us. If he tries to predict that Sludge Bomb, we can still hit him hard with with Hidden Power Fire. We still outspeed if he's not speed invested. So I may switch that. I don't know. Light Screen's there for right now just because we don't have Uxie on the team. It might be there, might not be by the time the battle comes up. Either way, the spread's not going to change. I did as much calculate with this as I could to take stuff from Sylveon. If Sylveon outspeeds us, that means he's either 1, not as bulky, or 2, if he does take it at around 50% like he would be at the mineral of being a bulky Sylveon, he's scarfed. I would know that for a fact at that point. But moving on to the brow, we have Victini with the Assault Vest coming back with V-Create, U-Turn, Bolt Strike, and Brick Break. Running Jolly, max speed. Nothing that we're trying to speed creep with Victini really today. And really, this Victini is for basically a lot of things on this team. It completely decimates either the Magnezone or the Mega Scizor. Bolt Striking for Suicune, it does a lot. I didn't calculate exactly, but I know it can do a good chunk of damage to it. We have another plan for that Suicune. U-turning on the Azelf if we need to, if it's still around by that point. And then I have Brick Break over like a Will-O-Wisp, especially because we're having Assault Vest, but over his Zen Headbutt, because I could see him bringing Houndoom and then switching in on that V-Create to get that Flash Fire boost. And Brick Break, I believe it's a 2-hit KO on Houndoom, and he can't 2-hit KO us with a Dark Pulse. We're just a regular Scarf, Houndoom's Dark Pulse. Can't 2-hit KO us when we have Assault Vest. If he's a Nasty Plot, we have a problem. But I believe this Victini can win out against the Houndoom. I believe we can, and besides that, V-Create's just going to hit his team so hard. It's going to Victini that I feel is going to scare out the Garchomp with the fear of Will-O-Wisp. It's just going to hit so goddamn hard, and that's what we need Victini to do. Our next mon is Rotom Wash, Cobalions 2.0, the new one, and with choice specs, Volt Switch, Hydro Pump, Hidden Power Ice, and Trick, 248 in HP, max, modest special attack, and the other 8 in special defense. And this right here is my answer to the Garchomp and to Azelf, and I'll get into that Azelf strategy here in a minute. But the Garchomp, this Hidden Power Ice completely one-shots Garchomp. I can force him to switch out if he has a lead Garchomp. I can force him to switch out, thinking that I'm gonna Will-O-Wisp him, and if he goes in for the Houndoom, I'm just gonna I can quick Volt Switch and switch out to something else, and quick Hidden Power Ice, and not do much to the Houndoom if it's there. But I can also, if he switches out into the Suicune, which would be as I would see, his bulkier mon to take a burn, trick that thing. Easily get rid of my choice specs, let it have choice specs. I don't care if you have choice specs Scald, that doesn't matter to me. If you have choice specs Scald, it doesn't matter. I get your whatever leftovers, whatever berry you have, and now you're either only able to use Scald or Scald and Ice Beam. It would be no longer the bulky Suicune. I don't have to worry about Crocoon for the rest of the match. That's what this Rotom is ready to do, is ready to completely cripple that Suicune. And say if he switches on Suicune and I decide to Volt Switch instead of tricking, then that's going to do, I believe, around 60-something% to Suicune. Or almost, no, I believe it almost knocks it out completely with choice specs, modest, Volt Switch. And then I just go into Mamoswine and pick it off, or I go into Bisharp and pick him off. Either way, this Rotom can handle the Suicune. It can handle the Garchomp with Hidden Power Ice and scare it out at the same time, even though we don't have Will-O-Wisp. He's not going to know that, so, as I've brought bulky Rotom 4 or 5 weeks in a row. So, I believe every time Rotom's come, he's been the bulkier set. So, yeah, we got that. Next up, we got Blue Ranger, our Bisharp come back with leftovers, Iron Hit, Knockoff, Substitute, and Sucker Punch, with max HP, Adamant, max attack, and then the rest in special defense, the last 4. And this is a Bisharp I just want to try out. I want this Bisharp to be able to come in and force a switch out. He doesn't have any Intimidators, kind of sadly, or really he doesn't have any other real hazards besides rocks on either Azelf or the Garchomp. So sadly we can't do like the sticky web tactics, can't do anything like that. But Bisharp, I want him to come in and force the switch out so I can get that sub up, because that's going to force him to attack me and I can Sucker Punch them whenever I want. I can knock off whatever I want. I can Iron Hit whatever I want. It's still going to do decent damage while I have that sub up, and I have leftovers to gain that health back. It's a Bisharp set that I don't really see a whole lot. I haven't seen it in a long time, and I just want to see how it works. He doesn't have anything that like really completely destroys Bisharp. He could have Brick Break on the what's it called, on the Mega Scizor. He could have obviously the Earthquake from Garchomp, but I don't know if Garchomp's gonna want to stay in on this thing anyway. Or were to just come in, do this thing. He could try to burn with the Suicune, but if we crippled that thing, it's gonna have a hard time against Bisharp, and we actually don't want to knock it off at that point, unless we, gonna kill it. And then the Houndoom is his other switch into this, and really we can knock off if he's Choice Scarf, and then basically not have that Houndoom be able to outspeed anything if he's Choice Scarf. It'll knock off whatever item he has, if he's weaker, anything like that. So that's why I have Bisharp. It's just basically force the switch, knock off if I need to, or just get Sucker Punches off, and then come back out. That's all he's really meant here to do, come in, pick off, stuff like that. Next we got the Stash. Mamoswine's coming back with the E-Belt, Earthquake, Ice Shard, Knockoff, and Stealth Rock with 252 in attack, 4 in special defense, and a max speed Jelly. This was one I was going to start. I was going to speed creep with Mamoswine, but at the same time I was like, you know what? I didn't really want to. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go max speed Mamoswine and see what happens with it. And we have Stealth Rock on this Mamoswine because of the Rotom. And what I mean by that is that this Mamoswine Rotom combo is how we're taking down Azelf. Now, say he has lead Azelf. I'm going to lead with Rotom Wash if he has either Azelf or Garchomp, or if he has both or one or the other, I'm leading with Rotom Wash, because it can take on any of the leads, stuff like that. But I Volt Switch on the Azelf, doing roughly, I believe, 75%, something like that. Or no, it doesn't. Maybe minimum of like 78, something around that. The last time I calculated, that's what it looked like. And I Volt Switch on him. And I bring in Mamoswine, and he's more than likely, if it's a lead Azelf, he's gonna go for the rocks, which are fine. Mamoswine can then pick him off before Explosion with the Ice Shard. Either force him out so he has to keep that thing around later, or I pick him off with Explosion. He switches into, say, Suicune, Ice Shard, not gonna do anything. I just go back into Rotom Wash and do the regular play in a Suicune. But if he decides to stay in and try to predict me setting up Stealth Rocks or something like that, I just pick him off with that shard, and that Azelf is completely gone. If he leads with the Garchomp, we again have our same plan with Rotom, the Hidden Power Ice it, and if he decides to stay in and get rocks up with that Garchomp, it's gonna die. So, there's that. But this Mamoswine is, again, Ice Shard to pick things off, E-belted Earthquake, completely destroys that Magnezone. I have knockoff, just like have a last-ditch effort to knock it off, and then the Stealth Rocks come really important because any damage on that Kyurem means that Kyurem is dead. I'll explain why in a second. Any damage on a Kyurem, Choice Scarf, Specs, fucking Rocky Helmet, doesn't matter. Any damage on that Kyurem means it's dead. And the reason of that being is Goggles here. With Choice Scarf, Flygon, with Earthquake Outrage, you turn in Defog. With 64 in attack, 252 in, or 64 in HP, 252 in attack, I'm getting my fucking numbers mixed up, and then 192 in Jolly Nature. This Flygon outspeeds every single variant of Kyurem. Unless he has Tailwind on Suicune, but if we cripple the Suicune, the Tailwind won't matter. But this Flygon can outspeed a completely timid, max speed Choice Scarf Kyurem. And the reason for this is because Outrage will one-shot the Kyurem if he has at least, I believe, at least a minimum of like 10% damage on him. So if we get rocks up, he's dead. When he comes in, Flygon outspeeds Outrage. This also outspeeds, I believe, every Adamant Garchomp. I want to say that's correct. I don't know for certain. I want to say every Adamant Garchomp we will outspeed. If he's Jolly, we won't. Which, more than likely, the lead Garchomps are Jolly, so we gotta watch out for that. And also Flygon, I can't just click Outrage with Sylveon being there. I have Earthquake again for that Magnezone if he has Scarf Magnezone for some reason. I don't see him bringing Magnezone at all, but if he has Scarf Magnezone, Earthquake to kill it, U-turn to get stuff out of there, and then really at the end of the battle, once that Kyurem is gone, or once the Azelf is gone and we don't have rocks up yet, I can bring him Flygon and defog away with the rocks on my side, and then let Mamoswine get rocks up on his side, and then he's basically screwed for hazards at that point. Defog again, we haven't really had to use it because we kept Flygon in the back for late game. And that's what we're probably gonna do again this week with Flygon and Victini and Bisharp. Mamoswine, Venusaur, and Rotom Wash are going to be basically our Mons to punch the holes that we need so that the other four can clean up. But that's the team we got this week to face on Matt and the Chicago Cobalions. SylveonSweeps TV, I think that's how it is, or just SylveonSweeps, whatever. Everything's going to be down below. Go check him out. Get ready for the battle, folks. It's going to be an intense one. We are 5-1. We are at the top of the PIC. LA Doublades are doing it. We're living the dream. I don't know the cliche things I can say right now, but if you guys like the video, hit that like button down below. Let me know of other sets that you think might be working for later, and I'm gonna get up on out of here and go out of the battle. So, see you guys, I guess. I really ended that off weird. I'm Garchomp Toxic Gaming, and as always, you guys stay toxic. We'll see you guys. Let's go, Goggles. You gotta prove your worth.